There is a certain symbolism in a bridge. A bridge crosses divides, joining two sides as one. This bridge moves people across the Alabama River, and yet it also moves us in ways far more profound. Its namesake, Edmund Pettus, was a U.S. senator in the early 1900s. Prior to that, he had been the Grand Dragon of the Alabama Ku Klux Klan. So there is a fitting, if unintended, symmetry in what took place here 50 years ago, when the divide between Black America and white America could be denied no longer. Sunday, March 7th, 1965.
Now our goal is Montgomery.
Voting rights activists led some 600 marchers out of Selma, bound for the state capitol in Montgomery. The march was inspired by the shooting of a young civil rights worker, Jimmy Lee Jackson.
This is an unlawful assembly. You are to disperse. You are ordered to disperse, go home, or go to your church. This march will not continue.
They made it only to the Edmund Pettus Bridge, where authorities set upon them. The violence of that bloody Sunday was broadcast across the nation. Martin Luther King Jr. came to Selma soon after and completed the march. Young CBS News reporter Bill Plant was there.
They have 6 miles to go on the 4-lane highway. Then they hit the 2-lane highway for another 8 miles today.
And with thousands behind them, Plant managed to speak with King.
Have all the activities of the past weeks in Selma come to fruition now? Is this the grand climax?
I would say this and its culmination in the march on the Capitol on Thursday. This is certainly the high moment and the high point in the struggle in Alabama.
Moved by outrage over Selma, President Lyndon Johnson signed the Voting Rights Act into law, guaranteeing equal access to the polls for all. The consequences have been remarkable. African Americans are now a potent political force. But nothing has come easy. Just ask George Evans, the mayor of Selma.
Having the right to vote just didn't happen by accident. It happened as a result of people making a sacrifice, both black and white, for the benefit of giving rights to all people to vote and have a better quality of life and change the whole momentum of this whole nation.
But recently, that momentum has shifted. In 2013, the Supreme Court rolled back a section of the Voting Rights Act, easing federal oversight of voting laws in several states. Chief Justice Roberts even cited Selma's African-American mayor as evidence the act has already achieved many of its goals. Debate over that decision will continue for years to come. Yesterday, President Obama stood at the Edmund Pettus Bridge and reflected on our nation's 5-decade journey.
When the trumpet call sounded for more to join, the people came. Black and white, young and old, Christian and Jew, waving the American flag, singing the same anthems full of faith and hope. A white newsman, Bill Plant, who covered the marches then and who is with us here today, quipped that the growing number of white people lowered the quality of the singing. To those who marched, though, those old gospel songs must have never sounded so sweet. In one afternoon, 50 years ago, so much of our turbulent history, the stain of slavery and anguish of civil war, the yoke of segregation and tyranny of Jim Crow, the death of 4 little girls in Birmingham, and the dream of a Baptist preacher, all that history met on this bridge. It was not a clash of armies, but a clash of wills. A contest to determine the true meaning of America. What they did here will reverberate through the ages. Not because the change they won was preordained, not because their victory was complete, but because they proved that nonviolent change is possible, that love and hope can conquer hate. What could more profoundly vindicate the idea of America than plain and humble people, unsung, the downtrodden, the dreamers not of high station, not born to wealth or privilege, not of one religious tradition, but many, coming together to shape their country's course. 50 years from Bloody Sunday. Our march is not yet finished, but we're getting closer. 239 years after this nation's founding, our union is not yet perfect, but we are getting closer. Our job's easier because somebody already got us through that first mile. Somebody already got us over that bridge. When it feels the road's too hard, when the torch we've been passed feels too heavy, we will remember these early travelers and draw strength from their example and hold firmly to the words of the prophet Isaiah. Those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on the wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. We honor those who walked so we could run. We must run so our children soar, and we will not grow weary, for we believe in the power of an awesome God, and we believe in this country's sacred promise. May He bless those warriors of justice no longer with us, and bless the United States of America. Thank you, everybody.